Brigitte Bardot, one of France's biggest cinema icons, has died at age 91. Bardot became a global star with the 1956 film And God Created Woman. She went on to appear in around 50 movies before quitting acting in the early 70s. She later devoted her life to animal welfare through her foundation. And DW reporter David Levitz joins us for more on Bardot's legacy. David, she was so many things: an actress, a singer, an animal welfare activist. What really caught people's attention when it came to Bardot?
Well, it was her raw sexuality, Ben. When she burst on the scene in the 1950s and 60s, it was really quite unique. Although so many actresses after tried to copy her with her wild hair and her heavy eyeliner. So it was the looks on the one hand, but it was also, she had a lot of confidence in some very sexy parts that her husband and later ex-husband, director Roger Vadim, put her in. From the very start, critics and viewers alike were in agreement that she was actually a lot more interesting than the movies that she was put in. She was much more captivating, even when she starred in movies by France's top directors like Jean-Luc Godard, Louis Malle. They were usually light comedies that were showcasing her erotic energy. She also stood for a new post-war way of life in France, a generation that embraced pleasure and joy and hedonism. She was known to party. She had a very famous love affair with singer Serge Gainsbourg, who was also known to party, and she really helped put a sleepy fishing town by the name of Saint-Tropez, you may have heard of it, in the south of France, on the map as a resort for the very wealthy and debaucherous.
And she was much more than just a sex symbol, as you alluded to.
She actually became a symbol of France itself. In France, there's a fictitious female icon or symbol called the Marianne. It's the symbol of the French Revolution and the French Republic. And Brigitte Bardot was the first real person to pose for the official image of the Marianne. After her, there were many other actresses who did the same. French President Emmanuel Macron made reference today to her role as the Marianne in his homage to her. And a lot of people were in agreement that she was this symbol of France. Even the feminist philosopher Simone de Beauvoir said, Brigitte Bardot deserves to be considered an export product as important as Renault automobiles.
Okay, so how'd she manage to keep making headlines after her acting career?
Well, she quit acting pretty young, actually at 39, and devoted herself to animal rights work. She campaigned famously for baby seals. She campaigned to end the horse meat industry in France. She auctioned off her jewelry in the 1980s to fund her foundation, the Brigitte Bardot Foundation, and later said, "My life no longer belongs to me, it belongs to the rescue of animals." So that was her doing good on the one hand. On the other hand, she sparked a lot of controversies. Her last husband was a major strategist for France's far right. Bardot publicly endorsed far-right candidates Jean-Marie Le Pen and later his daughter Marine Le Pen. And she was convicted and fined 5 times by French courts for inciting racial hatred against Muslims. In one case, she even said that Muslims were destroying France. She was also very vocal against the Me Too movement, calling actresses who called out sexual harassment ridiculous and hypocritical. She continued to say derogatory things about gay people and trans people, even up to her death. And all of that, of course, has made her quite a complicated and controversial figure for many people. Many people are looking back on her, admiring parts of her persona, but distancing themselves very clearly from other parts.
Very interesting stuff. David Levitz, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed.